Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is your weekly relationship reading for Libra. Right, Libra, what is it you need to know? Somebody's working very hard for emotional fulfillment. Ooh. We have a King of Pentacles energy here. This is someone stable. Someone here is feeling prepared. Wow, someone's been working. And also, this is somebody who also knows what they want, what makes them happy. So someone here is feeling prepared. Ooh, we've got love here. Yeah, we got some love. And we have the Queen of Swords. Yeah. So I feel we have someone here who someone might reject. You might reject somebody here because maybe they're not putting in enough effort. Maybe you're making a choice here. I do see a Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Now, the King of Coins is often an energy of a person who's stable financially. You could have dealing with a Taurus, Gemini cusp person here. When I see that. But this is about truth, speaking truth, something being learned. It's about being happy. Now's the time to figure out what makes you happy. Okay? Now, this isn't always someone cutting someone out, but this is about truth, learning something. And I do feel there's been an opportunity missed. Now, it's possible somebody's rejected you or ignored you or you're doing it, but this is about an opportunity that's often missed. Yeah. You already know the truth. Let's have a look at the Eight of Coins. Yeah, we got a King of Wands here. Someone definitely focused on work. They've definitely a very creative energy. But this has to do with someone looking at something here. It has to do with building, working, putting in effort. Someone's seeing a truth. They're having a little aha moment. See the truth, being enlightened. So maybe you're telling this person something and you're speaking a truth. Because this person's being enlightened. They're going, aha, yeah. And it has to do with, I mean, it could be where you have a choice between two. But this is often someone just focusing a lot on work. Someone who looks, plans, prepares ahead. So it has to do with someone who either just getting ready to put themselves out there and put all the cups on the table, but it's somebody here who, it's about what makes them happy, what fulfills them. Yeah, there was definitely some sort of confusion here, things unknown. It has to do with someone, maybe, could be someone doing a little inner work, but it has a lot to do with clarity. Things aren't clear. But this is about emotional intimacy. This is about two people sharing their innermost selves. So, yeah, somebody may be a little bit confused about something. We'll see. Yeah, it has to do with whether someone's the one or not. This is somebody focused on that wand. See, there's desire, there's an attraction. But it could definitely come towards yourself here where you're making a choice whether someone's right for you. Because it is about clarity. And I don't know if you've been keeping something to yourself or you feel there's a missed opportunity. But like I say, I mean, it is possible you are cutting someone out because they're not the right person. It's about the truth. I feel there's two people here. Yeah, we have a person assessing the situation, moving very slow. Someone kind of dragging their feet a little bit. But it is a person focused on work and their money because they are someone who looks and likes to plan, prepare ahead. So for some of you, it really could be just the same person in these energies. But I feel for most of you, there's two. Because someone's moving very slow here. They are assessing the situation. They're looking to see if the coast is clear. So somebody could be clearing out their past. But it's a person who's often bold and they know what they want. There's definitely a desire, but there's confusion here. And I feel there's a need for some clarity. There's a need for clarity. Tell me about the Lovers. Yeah, so someone coming in asking someone out. Yeah. It's usually a heartfelt message, but it's often sometimes a person who can be a little fickle. See, it's about dating. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. What does the Queen of Swords know here? I feel like you already know something. Yeah, cycle ending, a new cycle beginning. Yeah, I see somebody putting on the brakes. This actually come out first. It hit my pinky. Okay, so there you go. We have someone putting on the brakes, taking another look. But someone here is determined to succeed. They want things to go in their favor. So I do feel if you have to make a choice, I do feel like you're, and I mean, there could be this something on and off, but I feel for the most part, this is somebody determined to succeed. They want things to go in their favor. So there is a new cycle. So it does look like you've cut somebody out here. It's whether somebody's the right person or not, and especially here with the energy, if you're feeling confused why someone's moving so slow. Well, it is a person focused on their finances. It's a person planning, they're kind of looking ahead. They're looking ahead to see if it's safe. So you've got two energies. It's telling you to trust your intuition. I feel like you already know the answers you're seeking. Yeah, somebody may have been keeping some kind of secret. But I do feel like it's about privacy, talking alone. There's definitely need for a conversation, but someone here is putting on the brakes and taking another look here. So, but I feel like you're trying to stay in control of your emotions here at the same time. Tell me about the Four of Cups. Yeah, it's about two people coming apart, two people coming together, going down this path. See, this is that world in between. Someone's between two worlds here. So I do feel like if you are making a choice, it's about, I feel like you already know who you're going to choose. Someone here is moving too slow. The other person I feel is, this is a communication, but it comes in after a long period of time. But it's a person who moves very slow. And then you've got, and I do think you're going to have this aha moment, this truth. Yeah, the person who actually asked you out on a date, they want to come together, but it's possible they may have ended something. They were, maybe just coming apart from someone here. I feel like you already know the truth, and I feel like you already know what you're going to do here. And things are definitely going in your favor. Yeah, there you are, Libra Empress. You know your worth here, but you're open, always open to talk, communicate. I mean, I feel somebody very balanced. I do think, that you're definitely not a pushover, that's for sure. We know that Libra will speak up and speak their mind, but I do think this is energy of control. You may have taken your power back from someone here because they're moving too slow. Tell me about this King of Pentacles. I think this person's going to come back in. I think this is somebody wanting to come back in here. Yeah, you're definitely open to new, but as soon as I said that, you can see there's somebody here, possibly Aries, Leo, Sag energy, but it has to do with things becoming clear. See, it's about starting something new. Now, I don't know if this is someone coming in because they're finding out that you're starting something new, but like I say, it's about clearing up confusion, speaking truth. So something here, I feel like you're seeing things very clearly. I feel like you already know. I mean, it could be somebody new coming in. You may have cut a couple people out here, but I feel like you have a person coming in to communicate. Yeah, this is all about the Pentacle, taking someone on a date, asking them out. It's a communication, but it's someone planting the seed, building the foundation. You're about to receive. You're definitely open to receive. Yeah, see, it's about someone coming in right. I feel like you already know who's the right person for you. It's a person who comes in right. They build that foundation. So you could have a new person here. But I also feel that there's somebody here was between two worlds, coming apart from someone. They were very confused. There was a lot of things unknown. But you can see there was this Ten of Cups energy, emotional fulfillment. I feel like you know what you want. I feel like you know what makes you happy. But I feel it has to do with more about not new as clarity. Something here is going to make you very happy. See, it's somebody here looking to see if they can make someone happy too, but it's someone who has to make themselves happy first before they can make another person happy. But yeah, there could be a new person for some of you. And you may have to make a choice. I feel like you already know. It's the person who comes in right. I see being logical, being fair. Somebody here may have didn't come in right. They weren't being fair. But like I say, it's who you're going to choose. And it's going to be different for each of you. But somebody here is the one. Okay, the one that I feel, could be someone attractive, very passionate, but it's about a passionate beginning. There's a spark, right? This is the spark, the desire. You see, there's a lot of desire. Tell me about this King of Wands. This is somebody who's left something behind. See, they're looking at this, all this hard work. Somebody who definitely focused on work. So, I mean, it could just be this person in that energy. It's very, very possible. But in fact, both of these people are stable financially. One of them is more higher vibrational, happier, more positive. Let's have a look at this King of Wands. Yeah, so someone taking a leap of faith. See, they're leaving something behind. They're ready to go down this path. Possible Aries. I see Aries, Leo. It could be anyone with fire, and often it's energy, but it's somebody here who's looking before they leap. They're ready to go down this path. This is someone pushing through fear. And it has to do with whether someone's attracted to someone or not, all these energies. But the spark is there, the desire's there. Tell me more about the King of Wands. What does this person want? Yeah, they're releasing things that no longer serve. So it has to do with whether the feelings are mutual. So interesting. This is someone letting go. It's a healing energy. See, they're ready to go down this path, pushing fears aside. This is somebody who's, often not afraid of taking a risk. But I feel like they're definitely letting something go, but it has to do with whether the feelings are mutual. They could have Aquarius in their chart. The other person could have some Gemini energy. They could be these signs, but I feel probably in their chart somewhere. Yeah. Tell me about this Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, see, this is someone thanks, but no thanks, no longer interested. This is a person who I feel comes back around because they feel they've missed an opportunity because we have the Empress here. But I feel like you've lost interest. I feel like you already know. It's almost like you're already ready for how you're going to deal with this. But yeah, I mean, it could be just a new start here. Because I see this energy of between two worlds, somebody missing an opportunity. See, it's someone who felt something was too good to be true. But they are leaving something behind. It just wasn't meant to be. Now they're coming forward. So you're going to have to, I feel you're going to choose. Now tell me, and I feel both of them are stable financially if there's two. Tell me about this King of Pentacles. What does this King of Pentacles want? What is this person's intentions? They want love. They're emotionally available. See, this is somebody who probably wasn't. Maybe they are now, but it's a energy of someone who's emotionally available. See, it's about love. There was some sort of confusion. But it is somebody putting all those cups on the table, getting ready to put themselves out there. I think it's a person who needed to, you're going to make a decision. I feel like you already know what you're going to do, though. And I do see two people coming apart, two people coming together possibly, but it's all about the two of you being in alignment. See, it's about being in alignment where you get each other, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't expect that, but there it is. This is somebody who's been keeping all these feelings in. Feel like you already know. Somebody who maybe had feelings for you, didn't tell you. But this is an energy of opportunity, options, opportunity. This is someone who often knows a good thing when they see it. But it's also opportunity. Little confusion, definitely romanticizing kind of energy, fantasizing. I still feel like you're going to reject that person, though. I don't, maybe this is someone who rejected you. Maybe you stood up to them and said something here, but this is about yourself and truth. Your sword's up. You've been hurt, so you're protective of yourself, too. So you're protecting what's yours. Yeah, so I do see this energy of change, somebody coming back around, but it's whether someone will ever change. Something here changed you too. Something changed you forever. But I do see this energy of somebody coming in. This could go somewhere with this one person, but I feel you're both, whoever, different Libras are going to pick different people. It all depends how they come in. Someone who comes in right, they take you on a date, they plant the seed, they build on that foundation. Because I feel like you have someone who didn't come in right. Now, often people don't come in right, especially if they have just come apart from someone. See, the world, this is that world, this change. See, it's all about going down this path. But definitely this thank you, but no thank you. Now, if you had someone here who rejected you, they're also feeling they missed an opportunity. But I think you're about to reject someone. Because I think you know there's someone who drags their feet, they move too slow. The other person does focus on their money, but they're not super slow moving. They are stable financially. It's a person kind of preparing. You know, it's the energy of providers. Both people are natural providers. Someone's pride may have gotten in the way too. See, it's about being able to provide. Someone maybe felt they couldn't provide. They're focusing on their money. This is somebody who could be coming back around. I actually feel like you may have two. Yeah, but I think one of these people, you're going to be thanks but no thanks. You don't see it going anywhere. So it's all about this chasing attention. But this is, and I do feel this, both of these people take pride in everything that they do. They're both provider types, but one of them is more concerned about what you can provide for them than what they can provide for you. And that's what I feel is what you're going to see here. You're going to have that little moment yourself, I feel. The enlightenment, you're going to see the truth. See, there's clarity. You're going to see things very clearly. But it is possible somebody here is in that energy and they're coming in because they were confused. See, things that were unknown. And I do think, again, that this is an energy of, it's an energy of acknowledging. It's all about acknowledging someone's goals, the things they've achieved. But I do think somebody here has a pretty big ego, although they take pride in the things they do. One of them takes more pride maybe in their appearance than the other. I feel like you're going to be kind of looking at this in a way where I think you already know. Like, I feel like you know the answers, and I do think you're going to move on from someone. And I do think you know someone here. It's inevitable they're going to come back around, but I feel like you have changed. There's something about this change. And I do see very positive things going in your favor. Something about the timing. Yeah, see, cooperation, compromise. See, it's all about acknowledging, all this acknowledgement, the things you have in common. Somebody here has learned, there's things that you're learning here as well, the things you have in common, compatibility. There's been enlightenment. Yeah, there could be a new person here. Some of you it's new, but I do think it's all about yourself seeing things clearly. And I do think someone's clearing things out of their past, focusing on their money and coming in ready for something new. So you probably know who they are, but I feel like whatever it is, it's something where you may cross paths and it didn't go anywhere. And I think you know that something's not going to go anywhere with someone. I feel strongly you have a person who's more concerned about what you can provide for them than what they can provide for you. So there's kind of it's an energy of a lack of balance is what I feel. Yeah. You've got a soulmate connection. Definitely I see this soulmate connection, friends first, two people who work together, they team up, they spend time together and do things together. So it's all about that too. Anybody who comes in, the person who comes in right is going to want to be with you. They're going to want to spend time with you. They're going to want to spend time with you. They're going to want to, talk and learn. They're going to want to learn about you. But I feel like you've got somebody here who's really more concerned about what they can get. And somebody who too, I feel like one of these people is the grass is always greener on the other side. They like the chase. And then they often reject the other person. I do think it's the person who moves slow. But I feel both of these people, both are stable financially. That's what I feel like it's trying to say. So yeah, I feel like you're going to be choosing wisely. It's all about clarity. It's how they come in. It's how it starts is how it's going to play out. So if they don't come in right, I feel your belief is that it's probably not going to go anywhere. But I do feel like this one person was between two worlds. They may have just come apart from someone. They weren't sure. They felt it was too good to be true. They may have put on the brakes. Now they may be taking another look. So I feel like you might be taking another look at this. And I feel like you're reviewing these energies, these people. I mean, it could be somebody new coming in, but one of them definitely is a person who's more concerned about what you can provide for them than what they can provide for you. Yeah, we got someone who's very curious. And I feel one of these people may not tell you everything you need to know. So if you feel confused in any way, one thing about it, the right person comes in. If there's confusion, they're probably not the one. Okay, some people do get confused, especially if they want to connect. I mean, it's all about being fair. And I feel like you're trying to be fair and you're trying to be logical. But I think you know who you're going to choose. Because I feel one of these people here, I mean, there's definitely curiosity, and maybe it's yourself, you're just kind of curious, but I feel like there's a person here who's curious. But one of these people isn't going to tell you everything that you need to know. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. They come in when they want attention. But when you want attention and you want to do things together, this person will probably ignore you or reject you. So I think you've got this handled, yeah. Definitely, I see this energy of manifesting. You have everything you need to manifest your desires. The person who desires you is going to manifest you. And I do see the mirroring. So, and I do feel, and they don't have to be a Gemini. They may just have it in their chart. You could be dealing with, they could be their sun sign. But like I'm saying, you can see it's about two people coming together. It's forming a bond, connecting. It's about love. It's somebody who actually wants love. They're actually looking for love. One of them actually wants love. The other person just kind of wants attention. They like to play the field. And I do think there's both of these energies have both dated lots of people, haven't had anything long-term and successful. So pretty interesting. But one of them definitely does want love. They are emotionally available. They're letting go of something. Someone's letting go of their pride. Someone's pride may have gotten in the way. Maybe they felt they couldn't provide. Maybe you have very high standards. I mean, maybe they feel they can't provide you with what it is you want. But just be careful of the person. It's not what they say about what they don't say. Because if you feel confused, that's the person that's probably hiding something. Pretty interesting. And I do think there's a person who's hid their feelings of love. Because they really, I'm not so sure you'll ever get what you want from one of these people. I think you've got it. I think you know. I feel like you know the answers that you're seeking. The person who manifests you, they want to communicate. They stay in communication. They want to be with you and spend time with you. They give you lots of attention. That's the person I feel you're going to choose. You've manifested this. See, a house, a home, someone building a foundation. See, it's because they want love. They want a home. They want to be together with someone. They want someone compatible. But it's two people who build each other up. They come together and build each other up. They work together as a team. It's about partnership. But one of these people, I feel once they get what they want, they often go back to focusing on the path they're on. They're on their own path, and they'll reject you and even ignore you. But it's funny how both of these people feel they missed an opportunity. But I actually feel, I mean, I can't make up your mind for you. But the person who comes in right asks you out on a proper date. And they build a foundation by spending time and wanting to do things. You don't have to make them. They want to spend time with you. They want to be with you. But people who ignore people, reject each other, often it is somebody who basically makes you feel like you're not good enough. You know, when people ignore you and reject you, I mean, that's tearing someone down. It's not building them up. So anybody who comes towards you, and I do see it's an energy of goals, see goals and things that are hoping to achieve. Somebody who asks you questions. They want to know what you want and how you see things going. But again, I just feel it's like somebody here is always exploring other options. The grass is always greener on the other sides. It's like they can never make up their mind. But it's not what they are telling you. It's what they're not telling you when you start to feel confused. One of them is definitely not the one. And I think you already know. So crossroads, life path, choice, decision. But I see you saying thank you, but no thank you to someone here. But I do think you're a little bit worried yourself about making the wrong choice. Because I feel like you know. And it's like you already know that these people are coming back around. But it's whether or not somebody will change, if somebody comes back around, if they will change. I think there's somebody here, it'll never go to the next level. They'll do what they did before. Where the other person is definitely willing to cooperate and compromise. Tell me more about the King of Wands. Someone who's confident. See, they're taming the beast. They have self-control. So they're content to be friends first. Self-control and confidence. See, they've tamed that beast. They're mature. So they're not just looking for attention. They don't just like the chase. I think this other person likes the chase. They like attention. Only one of them is emotionally mature. And I do think it's somebody here who maybe has feelings for you and they may have kept it to themselves, but I still think it'll turn out the same. Yeah, I think they both want love more than likely, but like I say, we have this person here who isn't ruled by their emotions, but they're determined to succeed. Both of them are successful, like they have that determination. So, yeah, I do think you're kind of at that crossroads energy. Yeah, multiple opportunities coming in, things coming in very quickly. You might feel a little overwhelmed. But I do see an energy of been there, done that with someone. So it's someone here, you've already experienced this with them. Taking your passion energy out elsewhere, you're out of here. Yeah, but I do see multiple opportunities. I do see a busy time ahead. I see the person who comes in, they like to talk. They want to keep in contact, where the other person will even ignore you. They focus, I feel they're just someone who focuses on their money. I feel like that's the path they're on. I don't think they're really interested in marriage or commitment, even if they have feelings. But it is about love and emotional maturity. Definitely that King of Wands also has King of Pentacles energy. They are also a goal-oriented person. And it's about achievements and what they hope to achieve. But they also are someone who provides. And it's also someone who's let go of their pride and their ego. But they have self-confidence. So it's the person who comes in confident with self-control. They'll be happy to be friends. I feel the other person wants to rush. You know, they want to rush into something here to get what they want. I feel like you need to be cautious, but yeah. Definitely it's an energy. Yeah, somebody who comes in right, they buy you flowers, give you little gifts. One of them isn't as much as openly emotional. They're very masculine kind of energy. Now, one of these people, too, I feel could be, even the masculine could be a little needy, but when they come in, when they want attention, but I don't think you'll ever get exactly what you want. But one of them is definitely the other one who will give you gifts to show you that they like you before they actually tell you how they feel. But they definitely want to talk. They're going to talk a lot and keep communication open. So it's telling you to read between the lines. One of them is probably going to try to tell you what you want to hear. Watch out for emotional manipulation too. Yeah, somebody here is a master manipulator. One of them is a master manipulator. But once they get what they want, they'll ignore you. If you don't give them what they want, they'll reject you and go look elsewhere. So I don't feel like this person's a confident person. They've tamed that beast. They're mature. You see, and I do think you're teaching people how you want to be treated, but this is somebody who's okay with that. They have confidence. So the person who comes in confident, but you know, it's not about somebody just pouring their heart out, because this is someone just kind of exploring this connection. And they're going to give you gifts, flowers, and it's interesting because I do feel this person does long for love. And I think they're going to show you they like you. And I do think they're going to You know, this is somebody who will invite you to their home. I really feel, yeah, you've got a decision, judgment, out with the old, in with the new. Yeah, because I do think there is somebody coming back around. And I do think these two people are very similar in a lot of ways. But one of them is very slow moving. The other one moves a lot faster. But they have confidence, because this is somebody who's going to come in and they're already confident about what it is they want, what makes them happy, or that they can make you happy. You see, they're already confident, where the other person's just kind of, I feel like they just sort of, whenever they want attention, they come in. If you don't give them what they want, they'll go get it somewhere else. So it's interesting. You know, there's a lot of fiery energy here, a lot of passionate energy. They have fire in their charts, these people, I feel. So, yeah. Yeah, I feel like you're going to know. You're going to make a decision to avoid a disaster with someone. You're going to take the lessons you've learned. I feel you've learned something here, because something changed you forever as well. Yeah, you've learned. You're definitely wiser. Your sword's up. You have experience. See the things that you've experienced here. But it's about anybody who wants to spend the time to get to know you. Okay, they want to be with you, do things with you. They want to spend as much time as they can with you. In fact, they plan and prepare their world around this. But I think you're going to avoid the other person and avoid a disaster. Yeah, somebody here will come in. If you don't give them what they want, they'll start to avoid you. Put it that way. Yeah, it's a person who won't follow through. See, one of them will lay the foundation. One of them is committal. They'll commit. And probably fairly quickly, but it doesn't mean it's going anywhere, but it'll be just you two. Just the two of you. This person here won't follow through. And I think it's one of these, the King of Pentacles energy. I don't think this is someone who's going to follow through. And I'm not so sure this is someone who will introduce you to their friends and family, where the other person will. They'll be proud to introduce you to their friends and family. In fact, that's one of the first things they'll do, is take you out and introduce you to their friends. The other person doesn't want to do that. They don't follow through. And you may have actually experienced that with this person. But I do see definitely a union, celebrating a union. You're going to be connecting with someone here. And it's all about, you know, friends and friends of friends. And yeah. I think there's somebody here who just wants to be single. One of these people just wants to be single. They'll go out alone, but they won't take you with them, kind of energy. So, yeah, one of them definitely wants to be single. They won't tell you that, though. Yeah. The person who puts in the effort, they want to build that foundation. It could be either or. I mean, they're very similar, even though they may be different signs, but it's their goals in life, what it is they want, the path that they're on. Because these are two people who've been on their own path. Yeah, so I do see an energy of somebody building a bond. See, they want to build a bond. They want to connect. They're happy to be friends first and spend time with you. They're patient. They have self-control. The other person, if they don't get what they want, they'll reject you, ignore you, and go get it elsewhere. And I feel that's very clear. Yeah, see, I feel like you've been kind of waiting here. Some of you, I feel one of these people, the ship's actually already sailed. It's too late. I feel like you already know the answers you're seeking, who you're going to choose here. You want love. You want a bond. And I definitely feel there's a spark of physical attraction. I mean, it could be a new person, a new flame. But it is that energy, I feel, of someone who's been holding a bit of a torch. And I do think it's a person who possibly come apart from someone. So it's all about the timing maybe wasn't right. But it's up to you to decide. And I do think somebody here is a person who, it will always be the timing, no matter what it is. They really just want to be single. They're enjoying the fruits of their labor. They have no intentions of providing for anyone but themselves. The other person is more concerned that they can provide for you. This is likely why this person may have ignored you, because they felt they couldn't provide what you needed to give you what you want, to make you happy, because they had just come apart from someone. So there's the energy. It's telling you to take a little pause, look at these two people from a different perspective. Yeah, it's all about perspective here. Yeah. Weighing the pros and the cons, comparing one to the other. And I'm going to tell you, nothing compares, okay, in the end. And it could be someone comparing you to someone else too because of what happened. But I'm going to tell you again, nothing compares to the Empress. But I feel like this is yourself. One of these people is a really bad procrastinator. I both feel they have that tendency to a degree, but this is somebody, when they make up their mind, they stick to it too. They're coming in confident. They've already figured out at this point what they want, what they're going to do. So, yeah, I mean, they could be anybody. They're just, that's their energy, is confidence, self-control. They're happy to be friends first. It's whenever you are ready. They're willing to cooperate and compromise. And literally, you do not have to bend over backwards to please this person. They're going to be doing things to please you as well. I think you already know. Yeah, you're going to know when something feels off and something's just right. See, one of these people is just right. One of them is going to make up an excuse. See, they're not going to follow through. They may say, hey, I'll take you out on a date and I'll introduce you to my friends. And then they don't follow through and they make up excuses. So there you go. Wish you the best. Sorry this is so long, but I felt I needed to carry on and make sure that you could see all the energies here. If it feels off, it probably is. Anyone who makes up excuses constantly, they never introduce you to friends, or they always have a story, maybe it's their children, or they don't have time, or whatever their issues, okay? At some point, someone needs to make time. And I think they have a person who's going to make time for you. Because they want this to be successful. They want it to go in their favor. And they see you in a very favorable light. You're going to see one of them definitely in a more favorable light. We know you can be indecisive at times, but with this Empress energy, I feel like you can manifest what it is you desire. Take care. Bye for now.